So how do you end up at the CIA?
Okay, so I get a call from the jail, and at that point, polygraph, it's all computerized now, but at that point you had like the pens, people are probably used to that. It was a mess, you had to bring that out, carry that around. I get a call from the jail. Hey, this guy, he's selling bogus passports, we got him locked up. He said he's got some information on that. So, but we want to polygraph him, and the feds are involved in this, because this is a couple years after 9/11. So I'll go there and polygraph him. So I went there to Division 5 and I set it up, and basically he's telling the truth on something, but I got a lot of information that they didn't know, which they were real happy with. They're like, hey, thanks, we appreciate it. Because there, I didn't think it was a big deal, but all they needed was a piece. You know what I mean? How cases work. If you put all the pieces together, you're going to be successful, and that's what they needed. And unbeknownst to me, that's what we got, and it was perfect for them. They're like, hey, why don't you give this number a call, blah blah blah, I called the number, and I looked, and it was basically the Department of Defense, so which is CIA. So I called the number, talked, and then I just applied online. This was like in probably '02. Month later, 2 months later, I get a call in the office, and talking to a guy. I'm like, I thought someone was messing with me because I didn't really tell anyone, I'm like, come on, who is this? He goes, no, seriously. I'm like, I think you're full of shit. I'm like, see you later. He goes, wait, before you hang up, here's a number. He gave me a number. I hung up, called the number, and yeah, man, they were legit. So
how does it work?
He explained everything to me. We're going to fly out here. We're going to do this. You can take tests, this and that. So I'm like, yeah, no problem. So basically, they flew you out there. They give you a hotel. They give you a per diem, and then you go to what it's called the Blitz. Basically, you take a test. You got to write a report, and the report's just about anything. They give you a bunch of topics, and then after you're done doing that, they give you an oral interview. And then you got to do a piss test, hearing test, all that stuff. And then after that, they give you a conditional job offer if you pass the polygraph. So I had to come back, take the polygraph, and at the time, my wife's pregnant at the time, and she's like, I'm not deciding that. You're on your own on that one. She goes, I'm not going to decide that for you. So I'm like, oh man. So I go out there, I'm going to the polygraph room, and the guy asks me, I already have a job. If you're going to ask me questions, I'm going to be 100%, because again, he asked me the questions, and after I'm done with it, I go, can I look at the charts? He goes, no, you can't look at the charts. So, I leave there, and I get a call about a month later, and like a starting date and the start in the academy, because you have to be, in order to be a federal polygraph examiner, you have to go to their school. Ground zero for really polygraph is at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and that's where you had to go for, I think it was 10 weeks.
So you get a leave of absence?
I did. Back then, I got a leave of absence. Again, I was into child exploitation. They're like, "Where are you going?" I go, "I got to try this. I have to check it out." And I did it. Took a leave of absence, went there, did my thing, and then again, when I was there, it's very difficult stuff like that. And people know if they're doing any kind of work, very difficult on the family life. A lot of the guys there were working on their second or third marriages, and it was basically because of the job. It's kind of like police work, You got to have someone understanding. If you're not, man, you're out the door, And I get it, because you're kind of married to your job, So yeah, I did it for a while. I enjoyed it. It's great experience, great training, best training in the world. But I had a family, I had 2 and 1 on the way. So I left there, and literally probably the week that I came back, I hadn't formally left there. I came back because my wife's going to have the baby, and then she had the baby. I'm like, I can't go back. So I went back and pretty much took a leave from there because they don't want you to quit. Which is, to this day, I think I'm still on leave.